Hi everybody, how are you? This is Galia Westler here, and this is actually my first vlog ever. Now, the reason why I decided to deliver this vlog is because I've been asked the same question again and again. It is in regards to the TEDx that I've done last year as part of TEDx Stanley Park. And it was an absolutely epic event. It was one of the biggest individually organized TEDx's in town, called the TEDx Stanley Park, and I was very privileged to deliver my speech there along with phenomenal speakers. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you today is that there are many TEDx's that are being organized in different parts of the world. Now, I'm not talking about the actual TED event. I think unless you have like thousands of dollars and you might be Bill Gates or Elon Musk and you are currently changing the world, I honestly don't know how one gets to be accepted to the actual TED. But with the local ones, you can go through the audition process and basically make sure that your topic is aligned with their theme. So last year, I was part of the section of technology, and I talked about social media and addiction and how we can overcome loneliness. And I actually approached it from a technologist point of view. Now, for some of you that don't know, my background is I'm an entrepreneur, and I help businesses build apps. And we automated the whole thing with a new company that we've incorporated about a year ago called Plazas. And you can learn more about it at plazas.com. So today I wanted to talk to you about the TEDx that I've done last year and some of the tricks of delivering a very, very powerful TED. So about a year and a half ago, when I was first accepted, they wanted to see my script. And the script has been revised like 120,000 times. And it has been delivered to the TEDx committee and finally was approved. And I was really happy with it. But then my good friend Marsha came to visit me from Philadelphia. And she actually worked with actual people from the TED itself, the TED event itself. And when I delivered to her my speech, she told me that it was no good. And so here I was, 2 weeks before the event, being left with the option to either keep it as it is or make it legendary. So off I went to the drawing board, and I've done a lot of research based on Marsha's guidance, and we figured out that there's actually a pattern to deliver a really successful TED Talk. And the pattern is called the what is and the what could be. Now, if you don't believe me, go ahead and find Steve Jobs' 2007 iPhone launch, the most like legendary, amazing speech ever. And if you are a public speaker, if you are somebody that wants to do really powerful presentations and convince people with your message, consider implementing this pattern. Now, when you watch Steve Jobs, you will notice that he talks about the harsh reality that we live in today. Well, back then when the iPhone had launched, he talked about the reality of how everything out there in the market is so lame with the actual keyboards and really bad usability. And he describes that really harsh reality with such amazing description. And then what he does, he takes the audience right back to the ideal. And then he says to them, imagine when now you can have an amazing, amazing smartphone. Not just a regular phone, a smartphone where you don't need the keyboard. You can actually use your finger. So the same thing, when I delivered my TEDx, I decided to implement this pattern. So I talk about the harsh reality of how social media is so bad for the individuals and how it makes us addictive and how it makes us feel like we're not worthy. So please like my video. And then I shoot the audience back to the ideal of imagine we can all connect authentically with one another. And then you do this a few times. So you talk about the what is, and then immediately you talk about the what could be, and you go back to the what is, and you go back to the what could be. Now, in between, you weave in personal stories. So one of the first personal stories in order to emphasize the harsh reality of where we live today with social media is when I talk about one of the projects that I had when we had to build a dating app, a virtual dating app, and how ridiculous it was, the behavior when I would interact with different guys with my fake profile, and the guys would get so excited and act completely irrationally. And this was basically a good illustration of how people act online, which doesn't make any sense. And then I deliver the message of what if you could connect authentically with one another. And then the second big personal stories that I talk about was about my late brother, of how we raised all this money through the campaign simply because my brother was authentically connected to each and every community. And this is how we created the buzz around the campaign. And what I did at the end is I left the audience with this idea that they can, in fact, connect authentically with one another. So I welcome you to watch the TED. The link is right here in this video. And let me know, did I implement it correctly?